folks, this is Shera, and welcome to the video. Time for a little bit more playing. So like I mentioned to you folks in a previous video, time does pass in this game. So as you can see, nighttime is a thing. And I do have lights in this place. Whether or not I use them is something on its own. I do know that ever since I was a kid I've tried to use as little electricity as possible, so I typically have the lights off. Let's see. Student's house to clean up. Good morning. I hope you can help me. I am retired and not in the best of health. I currently own an apartment that I have been renting to students for many years. This year, unfortunately, I rented to a bad bunch of students, which turned out to not be the best decision. They didn't pay on time, so I went to check things out. When I opened the door, I almost had a heart attack. The whole house was a pigsty, there was trash, liquor bottles, and mud everywhere, and they were laying on the kitchen floor drinking. When I spoke to them, they rudely told me to get lost. I finally got them evicted, but the mess still remains. Some of the furniture and radiators are missing. Can you please clean up my house and make it suitable for new tenants so I can put this mess behind me? Yours sincerely, Nick Flo. Boo! Boo to any college students that cause damage to the place they're living in. Man. As someone who lived in the dorms for the entirety of her college career, I can't imagine making a huge mess. I am too full of anxiety to have ever intentionally made a mess. Oh, so, this is a surprise for you. I randomly decided to change the hands to cyborg hands just for the hell of it. Are these not really neat looking? I might play around with the different hands. There's a few different options. There's a couple different cyborg hands. There's a zombie hand for Halloween. There's a Santa Claus hand, which I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten that there was also a Christmas DLC. So I'll probably play around with that a little bit just for my own amusement, and so you can see what they look like. Let's see. Oh no, it's doing the same problem it did to me in another video, where it's just not cleaning properly. It's very strange. And yet this one cleans normally. Couldn't tell you why. Okay, they want us to paint this room white. Which makes sense. Black is far too dark for a bedroom. Although white by itself is kind of boring. But some folks can make it work. I know you folks probably aren't getting good glimpses of the cyborg hands, of the hand, but I like how old school it looks. Like it looks... What's the two different things that you can do with a car, automatic and standard? It looks like the one you use a stick, like old school, instead of like sleek and modern looking. Which is some of my favorite sci-fi. Don't get me wrong, holograms and like see-through stuff and like really fancy, sleek sci-fi is also fun. But like the somewhat old school sci-fi where everything is kind of clunky and made to last, I love that, especially after learning that like a lot of stuff that real deal astronauts use is pretty clunky because like a touch screen, if it breaks, you're SOL. But like if you have something that's big and sturdy with big old buttons that are hard to break, Like I like that type of sci-fi. It's neat. Reminds me of Alien, actually. The Alien films. I should probably go back and rewatch those. It's been about a decade. Do any of you folks have any specific sci-fi you really enjoy? The Fifth Element will always be one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movies, even if it is more comedy than anything else. Okay, so that's that for this room. I think I mentioned in a previous video that the only place I've ever seen water radiators like this was in an actually 100-year-old home I lived with a friend in. This place is a bit of a mess. It's funny to me that the sink is missing. So during my high school career, we used to be able to go outside during our senior year for lunchtime. Unfortunately, that stopped after my school year. One of the kids in our class who had a little bit of trouble kind of had a breakdown and destroyed one of the sinks in the bathroom during lunchtime. And ever since then, seniors no longer had freedom during lunch periods. They were stuck in the study hall where we all had lunch, the same as everybody else. Which is a shame, but oh well. But yeah, I remember seeing the sink after he destroyed it. He just was kicking. I think he actually broke a couple of his toes doing it. He just kicked the thing and tore it off. I'd never seen something like that so completely destroyed. But the power of teenage boys that are angry is impressive, I'd say. What I wouldn't give to have the energy of a teenager again. But not the angst. I'm good with that. And there's a little bit of mess here that I just saw, but might not be able to get to fix. Well, I'll leave that for now and we'll come back to it after. I think I'd mentioned in a prior episode that you can sometimes clean stuff through the wall. Does this make sense? No, but it's a thing that happens periodically. And through the wall, I mean from this wall into another wall. Oopsies. Alright, let's move on to the other rooms. That smear was black. It looks like someone just I don't know, spilt ink maybe. This dubious dirt. Okay, there we go. And let's radiator time. Man, these rooms are twice the size of the singleton college rooms that were at my college. They were truly some of the smallest rooms I've ever seen. Oh yeah, windows. I'm not really sure why it's having the skipping effect. I've never seen it before I started recording for this Let's Play. It could be a result of having the recording software open, or maybe just this particular profile is a little bit special. And it has gotta just be facing the front and the back, because see, that one gave me no trouble. How strange. See, this just looks like moss. At least that's vaguely plausible. One thing about this game is you can add clutter and stuff so the house looks more lived in. But in general, like, these houses look a little bit more like, I don't know, IKEA set pieces than real houses. But I guess that's to be expected. There. Okay, radiator. Oh, one thing I did want to mention. You can add and take away internal walls in this game. You cannot affect the outside. Like, you can't replace or add windows. You can't do anything to the outside walls. Ah, it's washer time. Anyone else have to use the little quarter laundry, you know, the quarter laundry machines at your college? That was an ordeal. I'm talking about college as though I were there recently. It's been almost a decade. This game, and this particular job, makes me think about college, though. If I have any listeners that have yet to go through it, or are going through it, if you do end up going to college, I hope you have a great deal of fun and that it works out for you. If you're currently going through it, you know, regardless of the whole 2020 situation, I hope you're making sure to take care of yourself and get enough rest. That was something I most certainly did not do, and I regret it. Word of advice, kids. 3 days is too long to stay awake, even if you feel like you have to finish up some finals and essays and stuff. When you start, like, I described it as teleporting. Like, I had to, on my third day awake, I was doing my custodian job. It was like 5 a.m. I was told to clean the banisters on this hallway. Like, just little decorative strips of wood. So I'm cleaning. I blink, and then I blink again, and when I blink the second time, I'm suddenly on the opposite end of the hallway, like quite a ways down, because I apparently had a little blackout. Yeah, I've definitely too many energy drinks too long without sleep. And then, being the huge Kingdom Hearts fan I am, the night before that morning, where I had my special little brain time, I had hallucinated Heartless coming out of the walls a little bit. Not full hallucinations, just out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, 72 hours. Definitely too long to go without even a nap. Also, be careful with energy drinks. They're bad news bears. Still says I have dirt left to clean. Where it is, I'm not sure. I'll come back to it later. Like it says there's dirt right here. Oh, well, I did get that one. Some of it's kind of tricky. Alright, let's get this bedroom. That's a lot of wine. All 4 years of my college career, and I never went to a bar when I was not of age. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and pretend that there wasn't a little bit of underage drinking. But in my case, I was far too anxious to indulge very much, so the most I would have would be like 1 or 2 Mike's Hard Lemonades at a friend's house. Never anything super dangerous. And, both of the bars in the place where I went to college are actually closed now. And yeah, they closed without me ever going to them. So part of me regrets it because that's, you know, they're closed and I never went to them. But at the end of the day, it's probably for the best. It says there's dirt here. I need to get the upgrade that, like, shows you exactly where stuff is. Okay. Let's go to the... Oop, sorry. Let's go to the other room maybe and see if it's accessible from there. But first, radiator. So I actually have this game on a slightly lower graphic setting, so it runs better and is easier to look at from a recording standpoint. That said, the graphics aren't bad even at this lower level. Let's see, this one's all set now. Still says I have dirt in here. I'll worry about that in a moment. Okay. 100% did this. Oh, still says there's some in here. I'll leave this door open so I remember. Sorry, I keep forgetting where I've gone and where I haven't. Man, that's impressive. I don't even want to know how you could get some of these messes. The green especially. What did you do? Is that like avocado? Did you have too much of a party with guac? Plenty of garbage. There we are. Excuse me. Okay, there's still a little bit more trash. Oh, it's up there. Okay, so, fun fact. This game actually has roaches. You have the option of whether to see the roaches or to not. I actually have the roaches turned off because they scuttle around. I don't have any kind of phobia in particular, but they're hard to get rid of because they move around. So instead, if you choose to not see them in the options menu, it instead spawns, instead of roaches, it spawns a bunch of broken glass, which is around here, apparently. I can't see it right this second. Well, I guess that's some of it. Kind of difficult to see on this floor. There we go. I did get it. And in the meantime, I actually got a cleaning perk. I'm gonna do it so I can see more dirt. Because that ought to help. If this were an actual college house, I'd be expecting to see, for dirt, I would really more so be expecting to see, like, pizza stains. And, like, maybe vomit and spilled beer and wine. Some of these stains are just mysterious.jpg. So I'm not gonna ask questions. This is a cute little setup, I think. Don't think I would mind sharing a little house like this. Multiple bathrooms, everybody's got their own little bedroom. Okay. So all the standard dirt is gone. Let's mount that radiator. And get rid of the second chunk of roaches, aka broken glass. If you folks like to see them, I can definitely turn that on. But they're harder to vacuum up. Yeah, some of the floors, it's easier to see than others. See, you can sort of see it there. Because this floor is so light, though, it's harder to see. Weirdly enough, they're actually often easier to see at nighttime in-game, because of how the light reflects off of them. Ah, work with me here, glass. Go inside my vacuum. There we go. Alright. Time for more garbage. I'm actually surprised to see so many wine bottles. Getting wine drunk was definitely more sophisticated than anyone I knew in college. They mostly stuck to beer and, Mike's Hard Lemonade. And vodka, actually, yeah. Some of those could have been vodka bottles. Oh, there you are. Oh, I am stuck. A little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, up there. Thank you, Minimap. You are a lifesaver. So strange. There we are. And it's radiator time. I wonder if they'll let me mount it without having to move this chair. Yeah, it looks like it. Sometimes stuff is... I mean, you can't have stuff be quite too close to these, or it won't let you mount it sometimes. Let's see. Oh, it's saying I still have stuff to vacuum? Where? Well, let's clean this first. Seriously, airplane noises. I don't know why. If your squeegee is making these noises, you might want to get a replacement. Oh, it must be over here, because it's only near the shards that you get the vacuum cleaner. There we go. Prompt. So this room is good. There we go. Due to that up, it still says stuff where. Oh! At me. At me. Please remember to look up. Okay, it still says there's some dirt in here. Let's Definitely a good thing I got that upgrade, otherwise I would never have been able to find it. And there must be a tiny bit left here. Somewhere. It's not telling me where, but oh. I just got done telling myself to look up. Okay, time to be done. And that was almost $7,000 for that. That room looks a lot better. Definitely very satisfying to see it clean. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put that bed slash couch thing back in a not diagonally. Oh well. Alright, so that job turned out to be a lot longer than I had anticipated, so I guess we'll just be doing that one for today. I hope you all take care of yourselves and each other, and until we meet again, have a good one. Bye-bye.